Welcome back to another episode of Clash of Cultures. Today we're going to be previewing the top 5 Pac-12 quarterbacks heading into the 2023 season. We both think the Pac-12 is the deepest conference in college football this year. Let us know down below if you guys agree with that. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe down below. Hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss an upload. But before we get into any of the Pac-12 rankings, we're going to be doing another trivia. This is our 4th or 5th video doing trivia.
Let me see.
I really like this style of trivia, the one we've done the last video. So again, I have 5 players in the NFL now, and I'm going to quiz you on where they went to school.
Okay.
So I don't have them in order. That's the problem. So my number 5, the easiest, or my number 1, the easiest, I believe. Where did Richard Sherman go to college?
Stanford.
Okay, that was the easy one. That was easy. 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Where did Von Miller go to college?
Von Miller went to Texas A&M.
Okay, 2 for 2. Look at you. Where did Daniil Hunter go to college? Defensive end for the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, I know who he is. You go to Virginia?
No.
I don't know.
He went to an SEC school.
Florida?
No.
Auburn?
No.
I'm running out of schools.
He went to LSU.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't remember him there.
Number 4. This could either be a really hard one or a really easy one, depending on how much you followed the draft on this time.
Okay.
Where did Khalil Mack go to school?
Khalil Mack went to Buffalo.
Okay, yeah. See, that was
they played Ohio State.
Yeah. Okay, it was either a really easy one or a really hard one. This one I feel like is a tricky one. I don't think you're gonna know this one. If you do, I would be kind of surprised, just because he's not really a household name in the NFL. Where did Tyler Lockett go to college?
I feel like I know this.
I'll give you the colors. Actually, no, I'm not gonna give you the colors.
I was about to say,
we've done their preview.
Oh my.
And I mean, obviously that's 40 schools, but I just cut it into a third. So obviously 80 of them, it can't be one of those. So think about the previews we did. He went to a school. I'm trying not to give it away. He went to a school that has a feline as their mascot.
What? No. I was about to say Washington State, but you said a feline.
Yeah, so some sort of feline.
Well, there's a bunch of tigers. Clemson, LSU.
But again, I gave you 40 that we did. All of them weren't felines, so you can start thinking about them.
Cougars, we haven't done Washington State. Huskies, Washington.
No. But they're the same colors as Washington, kind of.
Purple. LSU?
Kind of the same colors. Like the same silverish with like a blue shade.
Washington is not.
No, I'm sorry. I said similar colors. I meant similar colors.
Blue and silver?
Yes.
Who do we do this blue and silver?
He went to Kansas State.
Oh, you know what? I actually knew that.
Yeah, but like they're similar colors to Washington. That's why I said that. All right. But moving on to the topic of discussion for this video, I think of the 5 Power 5 conferences, I guess you put it that way, this is going to be the most anticipated and the most controversial, I would say, to rank the quarterbacks. Because again, if you guys were here for all these previews and, for the past month and a half that we've grown with this amount of subscribers, my dad and I have both said that this is going to be the deepest, college football conference this year. And they have so much talent at the quarterback position.
They do.
So, excuse me, before I get into my number 5, I have a few honorable mentions.
Yeah, I mean, I do too.
Okay, I'm just going to name 2 just because I don't want to name, the entire conference. My first one is Shedeur.
I had Shedeur as an honorable mention.
So he's an honorable mention for me just based off of name value. Obviously, we saw what he did with Jackson State. They have a lot of hype coming into the year. I want him to do good. Again, I don't think Colorado's going to be very good. We have a bet on that, but I don't think they're going to be very good. But I want to see him do good. So I don't want the narrative to be that he went to a Power 5 school and kind of, played bad against other good opponents. So he's my first honorable mention. My second honorable mention. Hold on, let me pull up the list. Make sure.
I already know.
You can name. Okay, well, it's DJ Uiagalelei.
I knew you were going to say DJ.
He's my other honorable mention.
So I went opposite. And this is probably somebody on your list that I'm going to name, but I'm going to explain, which means that you may not have somebody that I have. There's somebody that I have on my list that you don't have on your list. All right, so my honorable mentions are Shedeur. But my other honorable mention is Jaden DeLora.
Okay.
He did not make my list, even though he was third in the Pac-12 in passing last year, over 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns. He was the battle for 5 was with him and my guy that I have at number 5.
Okay.
I was back and forth.
So DeLore did not make my list. So
okay.
We have the same number 5.
I'm surprised he wasn't on your honorable mention list then.
Well, I mean, I could have 5 guys on my honorable mentions if we're being realistic here.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of good quarterbacks in the Pac-12.
Okay.
My number 5 is Cam Ward.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna have the exact same list again. Our order
I don't think.
Different.
I think the order is gonna be different though. I mean,
yeah,
I think
Cam Ward's my number 5 as well.
I think we saw him play in person. He's a very good quarterback. Mobile quarterback, obviously. It was very hard to choose his 5th spot just because I think from 4, I juggled the 4, and then from 5 on, it's like a Group A, Group B. In my opinion, and Group A consists of four quarterbacks. I think, and I think the 5th one could have been DJ DeLora or
Shedeur.
No, not Shedeur. Wait, DJ DeLora. Was it? I think it was Shedeur then. Yeah. There's so many damn quarterbacks, I forget. But of those 3, I could have put him at 5. But I went with Ward. We'll have to see. I think he's on one of the worst teams in the Pac-12 when we're talking about top quarterbacks. I mean, Arizona's pretty bad. Colorado, we obviously don't know what they're going to be. But when you talk about all the other top teams, they're going to have quarterbacks on this list. He's not really in a great situation compared to the others, and he's in the top 5, which goes to show how good of a player he is. So I have him at number 5, like you did as well. Who's your number 4?
So my number 4 is Cam Rising. Is that your number 4?
That's my number 4 as well.
Yeah. Great quarterback, heady. Over 3,000 yards passing last year, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Had a great season, and you got to remember those numbers I just named. I think he missed 2 games. Not injured, but something was going on at Utah. So he missed 2 games. So if you imagine about another 300 yards per game, he's probably third or fourth in total yards passing in the Pac-12 last year. Again, if you gave him those 2 games and then whatever touchdowns went with those as well. So yeah, he was my number 4 pretty easily.
My number 4 as well for all the same things you said. Those of you guys who watched the most overrated and underrated video a few days back, I think Utah is the most underrated school in all of college football. And I think Cam Rising is a big part of that. He's the engine that drives that team. Without them, I don't think they're a top 25 team. So I think he deserves to be on this list. I have it number 4. I really hope we don't have the same order.
I think we do.
My number 3 is Bo Nix.
My number 3 is Bo Nix.
Damn it, we had the same exact order. So my number 3 is Bo Nix. I did go back and forth between number 2 and number 3. But number 2, I'm so high on that quarterback that I left him up there. Just one game that I watched last year kind of put him over the hump over Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is going to have a Heisman type season this year. But I mean, I just don't know. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in this conference. So it's going to be hard to say on a Saturday by Saturday basis who wins each game. Like I said, those of you guys who've done the preview, it's kind of like a cannibalism type thing that's going on in the Pac-12. They're just going to be beating each other left and right. So I don't really know how it's all going to shake out. There is no divisions in the Pac-12. The 2 best teams play each other. So I'm hoping we get, 2 of these top 5 quarterbacks in the conference title game to kind of hash it out. The same way, was it USC and Utah last year? I believe it was.
USC and Utah, yeah, because Utah beat them again.
Yeah, so I hope we get something like that. That would be a really nice thing to see. But that's who I have at my number 3.
Yeah, Bo Nix as well for all the same reasons. I could not put him over, what I'll go into is my number 2, which was Michael Penix Jr. Led, I think, dang near the nation in passing yards at 4,600. So literally over 1,000 yards more than Bo Nix. Bo Nix did have the bad Georgia game, but came back and played great the rest of the season. I think, and I would not be surprised if this entire top 3 found their way in New York. Any player from this top 3, if not all of these players in the top 3, found their way to New York. for the Heisman presentation. So yeah, I think Bo Nix is going to have a great season. I think there are a lot of conferences that we just did the Big Ten. Let me say this: if Bo Nix, the Bo Nix that played at Oregon this past year, was in the Big Ten last year, and we were doing this, he would have been number one on my Big Ten list. So yes, he's number 3 here, but he would have been number 1 on my Big Ten list.
So my dad had Penix at number 2. I have him at number 2 as well, which obviously means the Heisman winner is number 1. We know why. He's a reigning Heisman winner, the favorite to win it again this year and go back to back by the odds makers.
Is he the favorite? I was about to say,
I'm assuming he has to be. There's no way he's not. But Penix is my number 2. Everything about Washington and that offense is a reason why I have him at number 2. They're a very pass-oriented team. I think he's going to put up similar numbers that he did this year. I was surprised he came back, and they have a lot of good weapons. We talked about them before, the weapons that Washington has. So I anticipate them being a big player when it comes to the conference championship this year, along with all these other top 4 teams, as well as Oregon State. But like I said, my number 1 is Caleb Williams. If I had to bet,
that goes without saying.
Yeah, I think if I had to bet money on who's going to win the Heisman, I'd probably put my money on him. If I had to bet, I would say Caleb Williams is going to win it, just because the numbers he put up last year. And I think he's going to do it again. I hope he doesn't get it. I want to see someone else get it. But I would say that he is the safe bet, and I'm pretty sure he's the favorite. But I mean, correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. But it was really weird doing this video. The reason being, I came into this video thinking that like there's so many good quarterbacks that our list is going to be so different, and we ended up having the same exact top 5, which is kind of like.
Yeah, I think most people, if they, again, being true, now where I could see maybe a mix-up is if you like Bo Nix better than Penix, and where somebody may love Rison and his leadership, you may move him up over Bo Nix. Maybe I could see that. I could see Delora over Ward. I could see if you said Delora over Rising, which really in some ways he had better numbers. So I could see, but I think you're going to come to some answer between those 6, right? I think, and again, no diss to DJ. DJ is a heck of a talent. Now it's just a matter of, is it all going to come together for him at Oregon State? But I think you could have went, and I think 100 people that enjoy college football, that understand college football some, would have some combination of those 6 as their top 5.
Yeah, definitely. But as always, if you guys stuck along with us throughout the duration of this video, if you guys are new to the channel, please do us a huge favor and subscribe. We've been growing the community. We've gotten like another 600 subscribers since we started this 2023 preview. We're trying to get to 1,000 before we do another giveaway. We already gave away a Heisman signed Charlie Ward jersey. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this now. So those of you guys who have been here and you guys have watched this video all the way through, our first live show is going to be in the beginning of August sometime. We haven't set a date yet, but get us to 1,000 subscribers. And we're going to be doing we're going to be starting the live shows. We're going to do once a week, kind of to roll into the season so we can engage with you guys in real time. But as always, if you guys are new to the channel, like I said, make sure you subscribe, returning viewers. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. Drop the comment section down below your top 5 Pac-12 quarterbacks for the season. We'll see you guys in the next conference tomorrow. Peace out.